I think we're on.
You see it?
Okay.
I do.
Well, welcome to downtown San Francisco at the Mechanics Institute. Uh, I'm Abel Talamantes, chess director, and we are here for round five of the 2020-2021 Pan American Intercollegiate Online Championship.
The first ever.
Uh, the first ever online, yeah. Do you see the board? You see the games?
I see Stembuliak versus Batista.
That
And
is
Texas Tech against Webster.
That's right. This is a matchup of the only two undefeated teams uh, left right now in the tournament, and this is the defending champion again, Texas Tech against the perennial favorite. So this is a huge matchup, and actually, under normal circumstances, this would be the penultimate round, right? But because we have a 9-round event, we're seeing top matchups right now with still quite a few rounds to go. So this
So
is
I have to correct you. These are not the two only undefeated teams. They're the only two teams with perfect scores.
with perfect scores. That is correct. The only two perfect scores, because on the second table are the other two undefeated teams. With two teams with 3.5 are facing each other on the second table, and that would be St. Louis University is playing the Webster B team. So big matchups here on the top two tables, and we'll also be following the Golden Bears of UC Berkeley, who are having a phenomenal run, the A and the B team. So good chess to follow, and we'll start right here with the top board in the top matchup with Lazaro Bruzon Batista playing for Webster. So how does it look so far?
Yeah, this
Well,
is
yeah,
kind
go
of
ahead.
an English sort of. We saw Jim Tarzan playing this sort of system in our marathon a week or so ago. But
Right.
it's White's got a nice center, but Black's all developed. The doubled pawns, I slightly favor White, but doesn't look like a big deal yet.
Yeah. I'll do. I'll play agree with the Grandmaster.
Taking the easy route.
Yeah.
So this is board two on that matchup between Webster and Texas Tech, and this is Benjamin Gladura for Webster against the Grandmaster Pavel Vorontsov with Texas Tech.
I like you see these flags, from the different countries.
But apparently, Nick, you can put yourself under any flag you want on chess.com.
We've seen that in a few instances where that was the
So
case.
I'm gonna go. I want to go for the skull and crossbones, if that's possible.
That's where you.
I was going to
That's where you
ask.
hail from. Is that the school of Hard Knocks? But
Right.
the skull and crossbones.
Well, that's what Korchnoi did after he defected from the Soviet Union and he was stateless. So FIDE had to find some flag for him. It was the skull and crossbones.
Oh, is that right?
Is that right? What a great story.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. I think I knew that, but funny.
And this is board three in that matchup between Webster and Tech. And Alexei Sorokin, it says FIDE master, but he's rated 26-28. And Kyron Griffiths said he's probably the strongest FIDE master on earth. Here playing for Texas Tech against Grandmaster Aram Hakobian.
So,
Well, black should be okay here, I think.
queens are traded. White's got an isolated pawn. So black is no worse.
And take a look at the
Positional struggle.
here. This is the board 4 matchup for Webster University. Grandmaster Alexander Lenderman against International Master Seven Kanin for Texas Tech.
Lenderman has been really hot of late. I mean,
Yeah, you never see him with a worse position. It's just he's really careful and strong.
And he's been active. He's been playing a lot of chess, even during the pandemic, playing a lot online. So he's sharp, especially in these rapid time controls or semi-rapid.
But here it looks like black is equalized, trying to trade the pieces. Maybe he'll be able to liquidate that isolated pawn with b4.
Yeah.
And let me take a peek onto table 2 and look at this game between Grandmaster Darius Schwartz against Grandmaster Peter Prohaska. And Peter Prohaska representing the Webster B team against St. Louis University's A team. And look at that. We got King F8 just played for Prohaska. Is this an opening? Is this something that is known?
It looks like it almost came out of a Roy Lopez or something.
It did. The Roy Lopez Morphy defense.
The Morphy defense is pawn a6 to bishop b5. I don't know if everybody knows that, but they call pawn a6, the standard pawn a6 after bishop b5, the Morphy defense. Interesting.
Well, that was almost 200 years ago, but Morphy had to wait 300 years after Ruy Lopez to invent his third move defense.
And then become immortalized the opening.
White's position looks very aggressive. Normally, I'd really like to have White's position, but you look at the clock and you think, this just may be preparation by Black.
And Nick, we were asking Kyron about this earlier, and you would definitely know this because you've coached an Olympiad team with Bermuda. Like, what is the approach here? Because what's different in this event is that captains are not able to communicate with the players directly. What players can do is they can be made aware of the current team score, but like what is the approach in terms of winning and losing games? Do you just play straight chess? Do you think about your strength compared to your opponent's strength and how many points you might need? Like, what's the captain's thought process in terms of coaching team chess like this?
Yes, I mean some people in the lower parts of the Olympiad, they just want to play. It's not so important how the team does. I also coached the U.S. team one time, and there everybody's so concerned the team has to win. You need to win your medals. But most of the time, the players, they want to play for the team. They're aware of the situation. They know they're playing a stronger player. Their job is to hold a draw so that the rest of the team can win the match. And
check this with Lenderman and Condon. I mean, this looks pretty even. Like, could it be that they're playing to keep everything even, or?
Yeah, that sure looks even. I mean, Lenderman didn't want to get a sort of dry end game like this. He's higher rated. He has the white pieces, so he's not happy.
Can White get somewhere by doubling on the? Yeah.
And Beach Bra is in the chat. I saw you put that earlier, Go Tech. So you must be a big Texas Tech fan, rooting for the Red Raiders.
So this is actually going to be very interesting to see if Lenderman can grind him down, because he has nothing so far. But that's Grandmasters like endgame.
Khan and Black has offered a draw just now.
Probably a mistake offering a draw.
It'll get Lenderman mad.
And then try to win. And and like you said, I mean, and plus Lenderman wants to, especially in a position like this, he wants to see what happens in the other games first to know if he's got to push a little bit, and right, especially when you're this high rated on a lower board, you sort of want to see how things play out if you can, especially in a position like this, because I mean, you can probably sit on this for a little while and wait to see how other games, if results come in.
Yes, just for to help the team out, even if he thinks it's going to be a draw, he'll play on just for psychological support.
Yeah, the draw offers are usually a sign of weakness, I think.
Well, here though, he's done a good job. He's completely equalized with Black. So, Lenderman was playing Bachar Legrave or somebody, he'd just take the draw.
Right.
Let's go back to the board 2 match between Grandmaster Benjamin Gledura and Grandmaster Pavel Vorontsov. Gledura playing for Webster.
Hello, Joe Bruin.
Hello, hello. As in UCLA Bruin?
Maybe. He's in the chat.
Well, it's blue. You got the right color. So I'm guessing Joe Bruin might be UCLA alum, maybe. And they got a team here in the Pan Am playing.
How is UCLA doing so far?
That's a very good question. I'm about to look that up. We have 61 teams in total. They have 2.5 points, so they're 21st. On tie breaks, they're ahead of Webster C, so that's not a bad place to be. And they have a team average of 2011, so they got some players, but 2.5 is a pretty good score in the tournament thus far. And we do have some under prizes, so they're looking at the under 2,000 prize. Whoops. Let's take a peek back at the top board here with Evgeny Stembuliak for Texas Tech against Lazaro Bruzon Batista for Webster.
Oh, I like that move, pawn to c4. It's great, hitting some squares. If white goes pawn to d4, knight to e4 seems to cause quite a bit of trouble. Queen e3, knight takes c3.
So I guess it's rook takes c4 that's the, maybe knight e4 and queen, I don't know, anyway. But actually it was a recapture, it looks like.
And for viewers tuning in, this is the 2020-2021 Pan Am Intercollegiate Championship. And this is the 5th round, but this is sort of the marquee matchup, one of the marquee matchups of the tournament. The Texas Tech A team, the defending champions, against the Webster A team, who are many, many times over champions. So, this is kind of one of the big matchups everyone wanted to see, and we have it here in round 5, and we got a lot more rounds to go with 9 rounds in total.
Well, this looks nice for Black for some reason.
This is an interesting game. Yeah, I think their knight e4 gets quite interesting. And if I queen to e1, queen b6 check, to d4.
Black's not even down a pawn and has a nice game, I think, here. Nice open position. I mean, ideal for white is the queens come off and he can play bishop f3 and rook b1 or something, but that's a long way off.
And in a result with the UC Berkeley A team, International Master Joshua Sheng has played Grandmaster Ulvi Bajrani to a draw on the top board.
Okay.
So you got to think this is a nice result for UC Berkeley A, especially as even though it's GM and IM, the ratings are pretty much the same. So so we have a draw there. UC Berkeley A's team top board with 3 other games left. One of the other games there for UC Berkeley A is here. White, Josiah Stearman playing Irakli Baratsi, International Master. And Stearman representing the Golden Bears of UC Berkeley.
And what a wild and crazy position. All
yeah, this is
open, and
Stearman loves this stuff.
And Josiah, a frequent player at the Mechanics Institute, and a product of mechanics, a product of Berkeley Chess School.
Very talented player. He's an IM now.
Talented.
actually it's looking kind of good for black there. I mean, like pawn to h4, queen to g4, trade the bishops, queen takes e5, nicely centralized for black. And
the important thing is that black's king is in the center where it belongs.
And just to
Nick, I never know you're so adept at playing both sides of these kinds of positions. I never know what to think when you make these evaluations.
and look at let's take a look at this position. This is also from the matchup between UC Berkeley and University of Texas Rio Grande Valley. This is Roland Feng for Cal, playing the black pieces against International Master Felix Hinojosa for Texas Rio Grande Valley. Let me switch the orientation. What do you guys think here?
well, definitely nice for black, safe for king.
Yeah. As well as that pawn ahead kind of thing.
Material cannot be disregarded. Absolutely. So let's
Yeah, this looks good for black for sure.
and jumping back to the top table between Webster and Texas Tech. Here is the current position: black being Webster and white being Texas Tech.
There's that move, 94.
Probably queen e1 is the safest spot.
Dangerous position for white suddenly.
Oh, maybe that just... No, I'm thinking queen to e1, knight takes c3, rook c3, bishop to g4, planning to win the piece back because of the pin.
Wow.
And
But then white takes the bishop, it loses the queen, but would have rook, bishop, and knight in a messy position.
Right.
And Alexander Lenderman has drawn his game against International Master Semen Kanin. So board 4 is a draw in the Webster Texas Tech matchup. So board 4 is a draw with 3 games left that include this game that we've been following here. And Beach Bras in the chat, he will definitely take that draw for Texas Tech. And that seems like a little bit of a win for Texas Tech in that respect, right? On that board, to hold a draw there, right?
And not with barely any sweat.
Right. That almost puts a little bit more pressure on Webster, yeah?
There's Queen E1. What about Queen B6 check?
Probably you have to go pawn to D4.
I'm thinking of some move like Queen B2 after that, but I don't know. Knight D6 attacks the rook. And what happens at Queen check, Pawn D4, Knight D6, I guess Rook B4?
Queen B6 is played. And you're thinking D4 right here? Oh, you have to, huh? Oh, no, you can do the knight.
The knight to D4, you probably would hit him with knight takes C3.
That's right.
Ooh.
Yeah, nasty.
Yeah, there's some cross pins there. Jeez.
That is the telephone at the Mechanics Institute. In San
How about that?
Haven't heard that ring in a while.
Right.
I wonder who's calling.
Yeah, I couldn't make it out from the number.
We've heard
wow.
that.
Look at that. Actually, you'll see it in a second.
Yes, I'm sorry. Knight takes C3, queen takes C3, rook takes C2. There was rook takes C8 check.
Right. So knight D6 coming up is what? Rook B4
And played that
gives
quick.
white some respite. But looks like white's getting pushed around here, despite every, whatever happens. Black has the initiative here.
Rook B4, say queen C5, queen to D2, trying to untangle.
Rook E2 almost works there, but not quite.
Let's go.
We need to.
Let me just jump to the board 2 in this matchup with white here, Grandmaster Benjamin Gladuda from Webster and Grandmaster Vorontsov from Texas Tech. What do you think of white's position here?
Ooh, I think white's looking good here.
And
Pawns are even.
huge time advantage for white also.
That rook stuck on A6. The extra space. Oh, miserable.
Yeah, this is terrible for black.
Yeah, it's probably a losing ending if they trade the queens or losing middle game. So
And doesn't
really got his work cut out for him.
let me go to this game here with this is Grandmaster John Burke.
This is an exciting position.
Yeah, plenty of action for sure. And
Not going white's way, though. Gosh.
and
Pawn
this,
to C4.
and John Burke is playing for Webster's B team here against International Master Nicholas Theodorou from St. Louis University. So this is the Webster Team B against St. Louis University's Team A.
It looks to me like White's lost. I mean, he may be a pawn up at the moment, but I mean, Black can play pawn to c4.
Yes,
And there's a
something.
pawn hanging at b2, as well as a white king in a mating net. This is just look awful for White.
Yeah, a lot of trouble.
Well, I'm sure Theodoro has got something worked out here, but there looked like so many good possibilities.
And we'll keep an eye on that game as we go back to this game between Roland Feng from UC Berkeley and Felix Hinojosa.
Bishops of opposite color. Needs to trade the queen Sandbrooks. Not so easy. It should be a winning position.
Yeah, Black needs to find a way in with the rook or the bit on the light squares. Looks tough for White.
And we'll see if Roland can figure this out, having a huge advantage. And here is international master Ladia Jurasic for UC Berkeley and international master Yannick Kambrath from Texas Rio Grande Valley.
Just like that name, Texas Rio Grande Valley.
Yeah. It's a lot of letters for an acronym. UTRGV. So we'll keep an eye on the Golden Bears here, but going back to board one on table one of the big matchup of the round between Webster A and Texas Tech A. White has just played King H1. And under 5 minutes is White here. Evgeny Shtembulyak.
Well, Black has to do something with his initiative here, or.
And for those just joining, board 4 in this matchup, Alexander Lenderman drew his game on board 4 for Webster. So each team has a half point with 3 games left. This is one of them.
Just decides to take it easy with Bishop D7.
And
Yeah, there was no knockout punch, so you have to get the other pieces into play.
Black still looks better.
And this is board 3 in this team matchup, but things look pretty solid here both ways, yeah?
That looks like another draw.
Yeah.
Right, so it's going to come down to these matchups on the top 2 boards here between Lazaro Bruzon Batista and then Benjamin Gladuda. Let's stay on Gladuda's game right now against Vorontsov. Gladuda playing for Webster.
They may bury St. Louis this.
Or Texas Tech.
Oh, it's Texas Tech.
Yeah. Webster A against Texas Tech A.
Okay.
Well, and probably White is going to win a pawn here. In all the tactics, it's hard to defend that B pawn.
And look at the ending of this game. This was it right here.
Oh, the white king went up.
Yeah, and
got mated. Coming up is h6 mate, huh?
So, yep. Well, the bishop's delivering the check right there.
Yeah, but then after that's h6 mate, or rook takes g3 mate.
So, big win there.
Wow.
Big win
Yeah.
there. Going back to this game here. And black is under 2 minutes already.
He has to be a real hero to hold the draw here.
And Webster definitely putting some pressure on Texas Tech because if this is White's position here for Webster, and then you also have Lazaro as black.
I mean, what's black going to do here?
So,
Well, everything's held for the moment.
and it's the same case here where the Texas Tech player playing White is far shorter on time than his opponent.
Lazaro is just, content to make moves and put the pressure on White. There's some back rank problems for White, maybe at some point. If he's not careful.
Yes, but it's hard to see a punch. It's all a little loose, but White's holding it together.
Maybe black needs to play f5 and g5, or put that knight on e5 or something. I don't know.
Jumping back to board 2 here, Queen e8 was played by black.
Oh, okay. You got to try something. It's such a terrible position. But yes, you're all tied up. You can't move the knight. You can't move much of anything.
And you're going to be under a minute soon.
I like that move a4. Just let your opponent run off more time.
Yeah. He was probably hoping for knight takes b6 or something. Black's running out of moves here.
Probably pawn to f4. Hold the e pawn.
And then doing a quick check-in on board 3 in this matchup. Everything still looks pretty balanced.
Oh, kind of a nice move. Maybe one of the white rooks is going to get to the 7th rank. That's a little annoying.
And if White can extract even the smallest of advantage in this position, that will be good for Texas Tech because they may need that. But yeah, go ahead.
Rook d7, then you can at least pin it with rook a7. Or first, maybe a4.
And on board 2, it looks like Gladura's trying to put a little more pressure here.
I mean, black is just, I don't know what black is. Finding it very hard to find a move, obviously.
And with 22 seconds left.
It's funny White didn't just play f4, because now Queen e6 might run into some tactical, well, what, Queen e6, Rook d6. Can black play knight e5?
That's an exchange sacrifice.
Yeah, that doesn't really do anything. Yeah.
Probably the best chance.
I mean, it's a chance because white's rook is on d5, but so you play rook d8, then what? Knight c4, rook f8, king f8.
Yes, and so you're the exchange down for a pawn, and you can hope it. I think that's what you have to do with 22 seconds left. You can't calculate, so you just hope.
And black's helped a little bit by the fact that white can't play king f1 because of knight d2 check. So he has to find another way to bring his king up to d3. Is black really going to be able to hold that?
Let me jump.
Rook d1,
Yeah, go ahead.
if rook d1, black can start playing moves like queen g4 and hoping for a miracle.
Let me go to this game here in table 2. This is St. Louis University playing white with Grandmaster Darius Schwartz against Peter Prohaska from Webster Team B.
Oh yeah, we saw this briefly earlier where white sacrificed the exchange, but we weren't making any comments on it.
Well, it's for 2 pawns,
Right.
so that's normally fine. Although black definitely has control of the light squares on the king side. Rather annoying.
Maybe white will sacrifice another exchange. You know, it's funny, that's something that you rarely see is a double exchange, positional double exchange sacrifice, where the players sort of play on, one player's got 2 rooks and the other has 2 minor pieces. You don't see that too often.
Let me jump to this game here and take a look at this. Roland Feng for UC Berkeley. Oh, this is a draw. It looks like there was a
Wow,
This was a perpetual or something.
Yep.
lucky escape.
Yeah,
Queen g8.
yeah. I wonder if so this was the position here, right? And then that was played.
Oh, rook h6 check.
Yeah. And then
And instead of taking the bishop, queen g5 check.
Yep.
Very nice.
so the game is drawn here. So that's actually sort of a win for the other team because it was not looking good for the longest time.
Well,
So that game is
that
drawn.
was nice defense.
So we'll go back to Josiah Stearman here. So Roland Feng draws with UT Rio Grande Valley. Stearman looks up a pawn.
That might be true, but this is a dangerous position for sure.
Fortunately, he's got the time, but
Let's prevent rook d2. What about knight g4 here? Playing for a cheapo.
Looking for background checkmate.
Yeah.
let me jump now to board 2 on the top table, just because this is the position now here. Pavel Vorontsov is under 5 seconds.
Push your pawn.
Yeah. This doesn't look good for black.
Oh, okay. That's probably it. That just lost the tempo.
Yeah. White has 10 minutes to figure this out. Going after the A pawn. is a good start.
Well, there is the simple threat of A2, A1. And only 8 seconds, but Black at least has easy moves to play.
So what about Queen A4? Oh yeah, Queen A4.
On to A2, Knight to C2. You dropped it.
Every white piece is over there trying to deal with this pesky A pawn. So funny, and it's still alive.
And Pavel definitely thinking on his opponent's time here because he does not have a lot of time to react.
Queen A4, pawn to A2, Knight to C2. How does Black?
Maybe Rook E8. Oh, we can't even play Rook E8 or Rook D8 because those squares are covered. The Rook can't enter the game.
And the increment is 5 seconds. There's a 5-second increment.
I mean, I'm not sure what Black should play there. Maybe Black's in some kind of Zutzwang.
White may be reluctant to get such a passive setup. Queen on A4, Knight on C2. You always feel better if you can do something active. So that's be the wrong decision.
What about Rook D3?
Well, now that is an active move. Queen to B1 check.
Oh, yeah.
Rook back to D1. On to A2.
Yeah, that was a little too active.
Might work.
I was trying to go around with Rook A3. So maybe with the same idea, play King G2 here.
King G2, pawn to A2.
Right. That now you can't. Now my idea with Rook D3 doesn't work. Yeah, it's like how do you round up the pawn? Queen A4.
Oh, King to H7. Some move. Don't lose on time.
I think Black's position is hopeless here. Rook A1 and Queen A2. Oh, that prevents it. Look at that, Knight A1 and every way.
Okay.
Oh,
Oops.
remarkable.
Oops. Rook to D8.
Oh, it's
Oh.
pinned. It's
Oh my
pinned.
gosh.
The rook was pinned.
Game is not over.
This is incredible defense here.
Oh, I thought he'd go Rook D2. But... Now there's Queen C2.
Huh.
High drama here.
High drama, but like Nick said, Queen C2. I have a feeling Black is gonna. If Black loses that A pawn, the game is over. Of course. Could there be some kind of draw with the rook with the queens off? Yeah, I think there could be.
Does the knight go back or go to E3?
First Queen E8 check and try to mate him. I don't know. No, maybe not. Wow, this is so puzzling for White here. White clearly hasn't found out how to deal with this.
And all of this with Black under 10 seconds.
Queen A8 and Knight A, and then Knight A1. Hang on, Pavel. Was that like hang on, Sloopy?
He's a Texas Tech fan, hoping Black holds this position.
But, okay, he's done well. He's got chances. Something like Queen E8, King H7, Knight A1. You go Rook takes F2. Stuff is happening. You at least you'll at least get some shots with black.
And just quickly, in the other game in this match, board 1, this is the current position. Webster playing black, Texas Tech white.
Don Batista plays such logical chess, picking squares.
Still, white has made some.
So let's flip back to the other game. We will keep an eye on this game.
This is a tough position for sure.
And he's building up. It was a draw.
Bro, you're kidding.
Yeah.
White couldn't figure it out.
You're kidding.
But
he had
what
all
an
that
amazing
But
time.
White had
advantage.
time, right? Unless there was no way out. But
I think White was panicking as well. He couldn't figure it out. I mean, maybe there was nothing to figure out at this point, anyway.
and I
He
just took
Play knight A1.
I just took a quick peek of that analysis real quick. It says it's even in this position.
See,
So wow. All right. So we have
that was a very lucky save by Black.
nice save by Texas Tech there. And
Wow.
For sure.
so we have 2 more games. So the match is 1-1 currently between Texas Tech and Webster A team. Let's go back. This is the board 3 game. Currently, is this
Oh, that one's dead.
a dead draw, right? So it's all gonna hang on this one right here. This is the big game. Board
So
1.
what happens on pawn to G3 check? Headed for oh no.
Pawn check takes. Oh, he plays knight e4 check.
In white, 17 seconds left.
Okay, and he's got attacked here.
Whammo! Rook takes d4. No. Rook. Where's the tactic?
No, I'm sorry. I thought rook f4, but that's knight f3 is hanging on. Bishop c6. Or
The big match between 2 of the big favorites hangs on this game here.
Bishop c8 maybe. Although then rook b7 check.
with 2 passed pawns. Yes.
Whoa. I like Grandmaster Stembuliak's 1800 rating.
Oh, look at this nice move. Rook h4. So if king g1, rook takes d4.
Oh, yes. And if
Knight
knight
e2.
f3.
And board 3 has drawn, so it is down to this game. It's
Now
one.
rook f3 wins the rook at b2, but then hangs the bishop at d7.
1.5 in this match between Webster A and Texas Tech A.
So what a threat. Bishop c4. Oh, that's the trick. If rook c1, bishop c4 anyway.
Oh, nice. And rook g1 and rook e1 mate. And here it comes.
He will play it.
Batista is a strong player, remarkable player. Nice
What
move.
a finish.
Yeah, Nick, you saw it.
Yeah, wow, fantastic. And with that, Grandmaster Lazaro Bruzon Batista delivers the victory for Webster against Texas Tech here in round 5.
And he's 4.5. Are there board prizes?
That's a good question. A very good
Because
question.
he's 4.5 on board 1.
That's right. He has 1 draw. But wow, fantastic match. A victory there. Let's go back to UC Berkeley's team here, because Ladia Jurasic is still playing, and I think looking at
How did
this,
Hosea do?
he's still playing. This is the position right here.
Oh, he's a pawn up now, a clear pawn up.
Nice.
And actually, the match score is 1-1 right now, so it hangs on Josiah's game and Ladia's game.
Well, Ladia's a pawn down and Hosea's a pawn up. This looks like it could be a win for White, I think, for sure.
Ooh, he's got a little problem though when the knight moves rook to a3.
Yeah.
Oof.
Ooh, which would threaten checkmate. So it should be simple, but he's got a problem.
And in the table two, oops, sorry, just in the table 2 match between Webster B team and St. Louis University, Benjamin Bach got this win here
3 pawns up.
for St. Louis University. So I'm counting the points. And with John Burke's win, so St. Louis University is up 2-0. The other 2 games are this one here.
Actually, John Burke lost, I thought.
Burke lost, yes. Actually, yeah, he did lose. Yeah, so St. Louis University got the point. So they're up 2-0. And Prohaska for Webster.
Well, this is at least a draw for Black, right? With the pass pawn at e3.
And it appears that if he gets the draw here, it wins the match for St. Louis.
Would he know that?
He would know that because players are.
Does he just win now with rook to f7?
Rook e6 check, king h7, queen
You're
h4
right.
check.
Queen h4, no. Oh, look at that move.
Wow, just give up because there's mate on f1. Look at that. Oh.
Yep, and there it is.
Wow.
White won? Did he lose on time?
He lost on time.
Yeah.
He lost on time.
Oh no.
Black lost on time.
Wow.
Oh, that's too bad.
I'm wondering if he just got lost in the calculation. Right? Wow.
Oh, Black lost on time?
No, Black lost on time.
Right, right. Well, that was a relief.
Yeah.
Black had at least a draw
Yeah.
with queen d1 check.
Yeah, Black was completely winning that position.
Oh.
So, all right. So St. Louis University looks like they take that match. Let's go to Stearman here.
What a disaster.
Let me just verify.
And what about the Jurasac game? That was interesting too.
Yeah, let's follow that. Ugh.
Well, this is not clear anymore, huh, Nick?
Black's up a bunch of pawns.
Losing the bishop.
And in bad time trouble. Ladia has outside drawing chances here.
Is that because of some perpetual check or?
But it looks like Black's
Oh,
maybe
the bishop.
The bishop.
The
Like-
bishop, that's right, the bishop.
Oops.
I
That's a
mean,
good
white has
move.
outside drawing chances. That's what I meant. Oh, king f8 is a nice looking move. What do you think, Nick?
Well, I think now it's back to 2 pawns. Oh,
Now you've saved. Yeah, you saved the.
so that should be a simple win
Yeah,
for
that
Black.
was well played by Black. That rook e2 was a nice little shot.
So
This is
so Stearman needs to win this game then to maintain a draw.
yes, that's true. That's right.
Oh, that's a curious move.
Looking to fork on d4.
Yes. So, okay, you have to take it and play the knight ending, but you're still a pawn ahead. Of course, it's only 1 pawn, and
Uh-oh. We've
But with-
seen this before.
from Josiah.
No, there was a game yesterday. Remember the 2 pawns versus 2 pawns knight ending? That was one.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
yes.
a grandmaster though,
Oops.
working it out.
This is a draw. This is
He
probably.
blundered the pawn, knight d5 check.
Oh yeah, look
Oh.
at that.
Oh.
Knight d5 and knight f6 check.
Oh.
Yeah, and I think with
Was,
that we're gonna have. I think
Yeah.
it's gonna be a win for.
Well, this
Yeah.
can't be won.
So it looks like University of Texas Rio Grande Valley B team gets the victory over UC Berkeley.
That was a lucky
Draw,
escape.
draw, and yeah, Ladius
Did Lottie
lost.
lose that game?
Yeah, he lost that game, so that's why Rio Grande Valley B team wins the match there. And St. Louis University won on the second table. So yeah, those were the big matches, and that I think there's still a few games going in the round. I'm looking on the sheet. That may
So
be
remind
12
us
games.
who won the top match, the top board.
So the top board was won by Webster University A team against Texas Tech.
Right.
Boards 2 through 4 drew, and Lazaro Bruzon Batista won his game and delivered the match
Right.
victory to Webster. And then St. Louis University, coached by Grandmaster Alejandro Ramirez, they won. Looks like 3-1 against the Webster B team. So I think we may have a. Actually, let me double check that.
Wow.
St. Louis, Webster,
Very
St. Louis.
dramatic.
Yeah, 3-1. So it looks like possibly in the sixth round we'll see a matchup between the Webster A team and the St. Louis University A team.
Yeah.
Possibly. So we'll see. And that's the thing about this tournament is over 9 rounds, you're going to go through the gauntlet of all the good teams. So whoever wins this event, I mean, really won the event. They would have had to have played several of the top teams.
This is where the underdogs come into play. You know, who can take a half a point off of so and so,
And actually, that's a good point because you know, every victory counts because you never know how a tiebreak will fit into this, right? But man, the Webster team looks pretty strong with Lenderman and Batista. Very, very
it's
strong.
crazy. Lenderman's on board 4, Nick.
Board 4.
Yeah.
That's not a good sign for the other teams, really.
And I'm just looking through. There's actually a couple of games still going. Let me see what's. Maybe we can peek into, because if a game is still going now, there's got to be some craziness involved, right? So let's see.
Some of these Some of these finishes were just complete luck at the end, though.
Yeah, it's the nature of this rapid chess as well. But we used to see that time scrambles between Brown and Reshevsky and some horrible blunder, and
So this is one of the games that's still going. Segev Eliezer from University of Texas Dallas D team is playing Aiden Chu from Rutgers. Can anything be done here?
As soon as the black king goes to g3, white can just play king e2. So I don't see how.
Well, white is trying to win, but black just wants to keep the king on f5 and e5. Somebody has to guard that.
This is
White is using a lot of time.
This is the final game of the round.
Can white win, Nick?
Actually, I don't see how, because if the oh, why did you do that?
Is white gonna?
Sorry, king e4 loses. To fun. No, I don't see how white can win. If the white king tries to go around to h3, the black king comes in to d4. And
I mean, what happened? Yeah, what happens if, like, after white plays king d3? What if black plays e2 and tries to win? King e2, king d4, followed by king c3. Now, I guess there's no way to win that.
And UT Dallas has won this match already. It's 3-0 in the other games, and white is UT Dallas. But they want complete and total victory. He's trying to find a way to go 4-0. And
maybe white will lose on time.
And Rutgers is trying to get that half a point. And that's not out of the question to hope for winning on time, because we saw it happen in a big game.
Gonna call a draw any minute. That's my prediction.
And the computer is counting.
Yeah, the computer knows what's up.
And he's declining draws. White is declining draw. And there it is. Drawn by repetition. draw by repetition.
Yeah. I told you the computer's smarter than anybody.
Yeah. So what a game. Man, what a round, because I mean, it was like a heart-stopping round for some of these players, and they got to do this again at 3:00 Pacific time.
You're right. Webster's going to be hard to stop with Bruzon on board 1 and Lenderman on board 4.
That is it's going to be tough. That is a tough team. And
so, do we have the standings up yet?
They're putting them in now. They're updating the results. Doing the results for this tournament takes just a little bit longer, just because there's always verifications and team captains are reaching out, and
right,
because there's so many games, right? But
well, tragedy for UC Berkeley, especially since Hosea had a chance to win that one.
Yeah, that it's a game.
What about their team B? How did their team B do?
Yeah,
they had 3 points too.
Yeah, they lost that round. Yeah, they were playing. Where are they? They had a tough matchup. They were playing University of Texas Dallas's A team.
Gosh!
And they ended up losing that 4-0.
Yikes!
It was tough, and good players, but it's tough. They had Ryan Tagazadi, Timu Virtanen, Ashritha Swaran, and Michael Wang All solid 2,400 level players, but UT Dallas's A team. And actually, the reason they're playing UT Dallas's A team is because they lost in the first round yesterday, UT Dallas, because they had a forfeit on board 2, which caused the boards under them to also forfeit. So they ended up losing because they forfeited 2, 3, and 4. So that was kind of a tough one for them. But as Alexi was saying yesterday, with 9 rounds, they can catch up. And so they've put another win together. And if they keep winning, they'll get a shot at Webster and St. Louis and these other top teams. And
oh yeah,
even though
it's a long way to go.
Even though things went wrong yesterday, there's the opportunity to make up for it with all the rounds.
Josiah's having a great tournament, though, as far as I can tell, right? He may be undefeated, right, with a couple of draws.
Actually, that's a good question. Actually,
I'm interested in the individual results too, like if there are board prizes, so on.
Let me see. Actually, yeah. Here. Let's see. I'm looking it up. And we knew he drew in this past round. Yes, he's 4 out of 5. 3 3 wins,
he's
2
having
draws.
a fantastic tournament, Josiah.
And he's on board 2.
Yeah.
Board 2. So in any minute now, we should have a special guest that we'll talk to for a few minutes. And we're excited about that. The next round is going to start at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. And don't forget, a newly added event tonight. We're going to have our Pan Am Blitz starting at 6 p.m. A lot of the players from the Pan Am just going to jump in and play a G3 plus 2 10-round for fun. And mechanics players, welcome to play that. All one big open section. Just have a little chess party within the tournament. So that's at 6 o'clock tonight. We literally slapped that tournament together on short notice, but like a lot of things we do, we'll put it together on short notice, hope for the best, and things seem to turn out all right. So we're looking forward to that. And just want to give a quick shout out while I can right now, the absolutely genius, amazing tournament director staff that we have. All the rounds have run on time. Everything is running smoothly. And joining us now, very special guest. I got to see you and sort of meet you for the first time in the college chess committee meeting. Al Lawrence, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you? I'm certainly enjoying the broadcast, and I got to tell you, it's an honor to be in with you guys, to be anywhere, even though I'm not there. And I have to say a special hello to my old friend and 3-time U.S. champion, Nick DeFermi. It's wonderful to see you. We don't get a chance to see each other often.
It's good to see you, Al. Is everything good with you and Daphne?
Well, Daphne says hello, and everything is yes. We're very lucky people during this time. We're I'm a geezer, and so we're being pretty reclusive. But it's good that we like each other, and we have a place to hang out. So.
And Al Lawrence is the current managing director of the U.S. Chess Trust. You've been in chess quite a while. I mean, you were the executive director of the World Chess Hall of Fame, former ED of the U.S. Chess Federation. What year were you that? Like during what years?
Let's see. I worked at for U.S. Chess for 15 years, but I was executive director from I think it was 88 or 89 to 96.
Okay. So
Was Elliot Winslow working with you then?
Elliot worked towards the end of those years, sure, and I knew Elliot from St. Louis, where he was always one of the top players. I'm a St. Louis boy originally.
So you must have been sweating out this last round. I mean, you were a former director of the Texas Tech team, and this was a close one of the big matchups.
It is, and then I have to remind myself, as you fellows were it was good that you were talking about. Normally, it's a 6-round tournament, so this would be a very critical round. But what happens now is we play a lot more rounds. And I think that, everybody does. And there's no elimination. You keep playing. And you point out quite well that it might be the team that beats up on the relatively lower rated teams, although there's going to be enough good teams to go around to keep it very interesting.
Right. I mean, there's certainly enough room to catch up. And like we saw, like I was mentioning, the UT Dallas team that had a really unfortunate.
Yeah, let me address that. As a former chair and member of the college chess committee, that's a rule we have to do something about. That's a rule that doesn't really work on online chess. I wanted to say a couple things about, especially since the games are done. I don't feel so bad about talking about the ideas that are involved with this year.
No, not at all.
Of course, U.S. Chess has really stepped up to come across with a way to play chess without endangering people. And I think Carol Meyer and the whole crew at U.S. Chess done a fabulous, innovative job. And the U.S. Chess Trust has been a very good partner. We started back in August helping sponsor the online junior invitationals. But now we come to a team event, which is incredibly more complicated to run anytime. And U.S. Chess and the College Chess Committee had to act very quickly. It was put together with very little notice as we sorted things out. And we're very happy that we have over 60 teams that responded. But the rule that caused UTD that point, it doesn't work with online chess. And even the coach of the winning team in that case, I believe it was Texas Tech C was the winner, and GM Alex, he said himself, if there was a way not to claim that win, we wouldn't claim it. But the rules exist, and you can't ignore them. But we can fix that for next time.
And what was the idea behind that rule in terms of if a higher board forfeits the lower? Is that theoretically to keep the integrity of the order?
Well, I think the rule goes back to the idea that if you're not going to play someone, you can't avoid one of the higher rated players on the opposing team. So everybody has to move up. But what happened was the games all started. You can understand the teammates didn't even probably know that their board 2 teammate was not going to appear. Right. So it just doesn't work out. So everybody has to forfeit when they can't even really know what's going on with each other.
And sort of in a live event, if something was going to happen to someone, you sort of all know about it right away because you're all there.
Yeah, you know what, though? That's true. It's much worse for the online team events. Currently, and it's only one man's opinion, but I'm not even fond of it for over the board because you don't always know what's happening with your teammates at a tournament, but we'll have to hash that out. Anyway, it was unfortunate, but as we go along, this is really the first online team tournament we've had this year as a national championship. And another thing I want to say in the sense of history is that, the Pan Ams have been going on since 1946. And if everybody hadn't come together and put this thing together in a way that works and cooperated, we would have interrupted, an historic continuity of a tournament. So we're very pleased with that.
And I know.
And I'm.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Please go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say that what goes behind these tournaments, making them work. And when you were logging in to join us, I was just giving a shout out to the absolute genius tournament directing and organizing staff with Judith Starre and Brian Yang and Glenn Panner and everyone else. just the behind the scenes, you absolutely have no idea. I have another computer up here, which is our Slack channel. That's basically our big chat channel where the TDs can communicate with each other, where the captains can communicate with the TD staff. And it's just an incredible amount of organizational logistics that happens. And Judith's absolutely amazing with that. And I can never praise her enough for all that.
The college community and the chess community in general. I mean, we're very thankful to the mechanics chess for stepping up, to the work that you did, Abel, and of course, Judith. We knew that she could do this. We had confidence because we worked with Judith before, and she's somebody that not only gets things done, that's for sure, but she also gets things done right. And so that's how we could have all this confidence in it turning out.
And I've worked with her for 7 years, so I know firsthand what she's capable of. And now Paul and Nick have been exposed to it, so that level of organization extends just to everything. But also seeing people like Brian Yang and Glenn Panner and Al Losoff and Martha, and everyone brings their own unique skills and expertise, and it's almost like a collection of all-stars all coming together, making the event run.
That's exactly right.
And it's been a lot of fun. And let me thank you, because the U.S. Chess Trust came up big for us, because we really tried to get teams from Mexico to participate, people that wouldn't normally be able to participate because of the funding and the distancing, and usually you have to pay for a hotel, and you provided USCF memberships, which was a requirement for this event, so that these teams were able to participate. So thank you for providing that support.
Well, the Trust is happy to do it. Let me say a couple things about the Trust. It's a nonprofit organization. You can go to uschesstrust.org to read about our good works. One of the things that we do is we do supply U.S. chess memberships for at-risk kids normally, but we support kids programs. We give lots of scholarships. We support veterans programs and chess for the elderly, and those with disabilities. So those are the ways we're able to partner with U.S. Chess. So the U.S. Chess Trust, I think, has worked very well together with U.S. Chess during this special time of challenges. We had to even restructure our own programs to some extent, because we traditionally send hundreds and hundreds of chess boards and sets and demo boards to clubs, but we felt cautious about encouraging, group activities at this time. We look forward to renewing that, but in the meantime, we're doing other things for chess. And one of the things, and then I'll pause about the commercial, but it is a nonprofit. We don't have an office building. We don't have an office. We all work from home. Our trustees, take no salaries. And one of the things I really have to shout out about is the Samford Fellowship. The Samford Fellowship has supported young American talent for decades, and literally the family has given millions of dollars, I'm not exaggerating, to this program for stipends and expenses to the Stanford Fellows. And you can see the results of this if you look at the U.S. Championship any year. There's on average 9 of the 12 U.S. Championship players are former or current Stanford Fellows. Thanks for letting me get all that in.
No, absolutely.
I like people to know about the Trust. That's why I live with this huge sign behind me, all the time.
No, brag about all the good things all you want, and that fellowship. For those that don't know, it's basically a stipend to promote people having the resources to develop their talent, and John Donaldson's a part of that also, right?
Yes, he is, and thank you for mentioning that. I know he's integral to your program as well, and there's not a better guy to work with in chess, than John.
Yeah, I actually reached out. I'm trying to see if he can come on with us tomorrow. He's been fantastic, because he'll send an email every now and then and saying, "Hey, this great book came out. Maybe you should consider it for the library." So he's always making sure the library collection is intact.
He's got a great book of his own out too now. Have you seen his Fisher book?
Absolutely. We actually did an hour and a half interview just on the book, and he had some good stories. And in the chat, someone asking, "Where's John?" John is around. He's pretty active. Last week, or was it 2 weeks ago? We had a tournament in his name, and he showed up and he played a 1 hour arena, and he jumped on the Zoom and he was doing like a banter blitz, and I couldn't believe how entertaining he was, man.
He's amazing. And if he's not playing chess, he's still riding his bicycle up and down the hills of San Francisco, right?
Berkeley, probably.
Berkeley, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
So he's pretty active. So, Al, I have to ask you this because people are asking in the chat. Everyone loves your voice. So you got a fantastic radio voice. You ever done any radio, sports?
You know, I did. Before I went in the Army, I had a job lined up actually in commercial radio as a news reader, but Vietnam tended to interfere with that. And then when I came back, I got into chess. I really didn't get into chess until after that. So that really took up my time, went back to school, But thanks, I also have to say, often I think I'm not the original Al Lawrence, after all these years.
Well, it's funny because when I started playing chess, in 85, 86, I feel like I remember Al Lawrence something, right? And then I got out of chess for quite a few years and then came back into it when I started my own after-school chess program business. And now I'm talking to Al Lawrence all these years.
Well, we're sure happy you came back, and I'm still here.
That's good.
And I remember the years with Nick and Joel and Larry, and sometime we got to get that band back together.
Al was captain. We had a team, an American team that went up to Iceland, to Reykjavik, and there was a Russian team, and there was a Scandinavian team, and what was the fourth or something, but Al was the captain of that, so we had some really good times up there.
And it was a British team, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's when Geller ate all the cake. We turned to the closing ceremony. We turned around, and there was supposed to be a big cake, and evidently GM Geller is a cake aficionado.
Great story.
Well, Al, thank you very much for taking the time to come on and being a part of it. And maybe one of these days I'll reach out and maybe you can come on for a little bit during one of our Tuesday night marathons, and we'll have a chat. And I appreciate what you do with the U.S. Chess Trust and just giving your time and in support of just people being able to participate. So thank you for all you do.
Well, thanks for having me. It was really great to see you guys. You're doing a terrific job, and I'm a faithful watcher. So thank you.
We have a lot more action starting 3 p.m. Pacific with round 6, 6 p.m. Eastern, and we will be back for round 6. Thank you, Al.
Thank you. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye, everybody.
Hope to see you live soon enough, Al.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Al Lawrence, the current managing director of the U.S. Chess Trust. And we will all be back 3 p.m. Pacific and see what goes with round 6. All right, everyone. We will be back, and come back and join us.